This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Good evening, and welcome inside Regency Furniture Stadium. As we, so used to saying Regency Furniture Stadium. Good evening, and welcome inside Wild Health Field, home of the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes, also the Lexington Legends. This evening, your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs on the road for the first time in 13 days. They're testing their 11-game win streak here this evening. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs will put Eddie Butler on the mound this evening, and he'll go against a fellow MLB veteran in Robbie Scott. Get you the starting lineups in just a moment, but for starters, let's talk about yesterday's game. An unbelievable morning game in which the Blue Crabs lost their lead for the first time in the contest. In the bottom, make that the top of the ninth inning. In the 10th inning, the Lancaster Barnstormers put up yet another run, putting the Blue Crabs' 10-game win streak in jeopardy. Next thing you know, the Blue Crabs scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 10th inning to extend their already franchise record win streak up to 11 games. Southern Maryland 11-1 to start the season, their best start in franchise history. Really an unbelievable run to start this 2022 season. Stan Clyburn attending the plate meeting as we speak, and we'll get you the starting lineups right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Let's begin with the visiting Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Your Blue Crabs, again, put Eddie Butler on the mound this evening. He'll make his third start of the season, and behind him, the lineup reads as follows. Batting first, the center fielder, number 9, Jack Sundberg. Sundberg with a .549 on base percentage and 7 steals. Ruby Silva, 300 hitter, bats second. 17 RBIs for Silva. Plays second base, wears number 12. Batting third, Jared Walker. The left-handed hitting first baseman has 5 home runs and 12 RBIs on the young season. In the cleanup spot, it's the designated hitter, David Harris, number 14. Batting fourth, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs on the season. Batting fifth, Alex Crosby. Crosby, a .449 on base percentage, 10 RBIs, 3 stolen bases for the third baseman. Batting sixth, Zach Collier. Collier plays left field, wearing number 8. Collier's got a home run and 3 RBIs on the season. Followed by Ryan Haug, batting seventh. Haug, a .360 hitter on the season, one of the better offensive catchers so far in this young 2022 Atlantic League season. One of the reasons why the Blue Crabs have the best record in the Atlantic League as we speak. Batting eighth, right behind Haug, is Braxton Lee. The MLB veteran will play right field this evening at Wild Health Field. Batting ninth will be Michael Baca. Baca, the shortstop, got the start yesterday in the morning game before the long drive over to Lexington, Kentucky. Again, the first time a Blue Crabs regular season game on the road has been broadcast in franchise history. What a year to do it, with the Blue Crabs starting an incredible 11-1, riding that 11-game win streak. Let's give you the starting lineups for the visiting Wild Health Genomes. Beg your pardon, the home Wild Health Genomes. Batting first will be Riley Mahan. The second baseman leads the Atlantic League in batting average in a handful of categories. A .451 batting average for the second baseman. Batting second, an MLB veteran, a newcomer to this Kentucky Wild Health Genomes team, the right fielder Moises Sierra. Played 5 years in the major leagues, and he's followed by another MLB veteran in Jimmy Paredes. If that name sounds familiar, it probably should. He's been around the Atlantic League for a couple of years now, notably with the Somerset Patriots in 2019. He plays third base, and he's followed by a fellow corner infielder in Chris Shaw, the left-handed hitting MLB veteran and former Long Island Duck, who the Genomes acquired via trade prior to the 2022 season. Hits .311 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. Batting fifth, Carlos Castro, recently acquired by the Genomes from the York Revolution. Hits .234 on the young season, a half dozen RBIs for the backstop. Batting sixth, Felix Pie, yet another MLB veteran for this Kentucky Wild Health Genomes team. A .214 hitter on the year, plays left field. Batting seventh, Wellington Dotel. He holds the best season batting average in Atlantic League history. That was years ago with the Bridgeport Bluefish. Played many years since then with the York Revolution, but now in a Kentucky Wild Health Genomes jersey. Batting eighth, the former Lancaster Barnstormer, Clea Luis Rondon. The switch-hitting shortstop wears number 4 and hits .138 on the young season. Rounding out the lineup for the home team, the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes, Anderson Miller. The center fielder bats left-handed and hits .259 on the season. On the mound for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes will be the left-hander Robbie Scott. Scott getting the start after seeing the Blue Crabs just last week. The Crabs got the best of Robbie Scott his last time out, and the left-hander will be looking for revenge this evening. The Blue Crabs 11-1 to start the season. Of course, Southern Maryland, dating back to the end of the 2021 season, caught fire, winning 7 of their final 8 games to get into the playoffs for the first time since 2017. Southern Maryland now riding a franchise record 11-game win streak. They'll put that to the test this evening right here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra thrilled to be bringing you through this evening's game right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. We'll step aside for just a moment and be right back on the other end of the national anthem when it's baseball time, right here on your home for Blue Crabs baseball.
This is Andres Riceno, and you are listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
So, what do you like about your home?
Practice like hockey. I practice stick handling and sometimes shooting. Mommy. Go outside sometimes. I like playing lacrosse. Playing the Switch. I like the scribble. Daddy. I like to build Legos at home. I have the biggest closet. Riding my dirt bike.
We help you home. At Hometown Real Estate, we want to help you and your family home. Whatever that takes and whatever that means to you. Give us a call at 888-225-2736 or online at helpyouhomebluecrabs.com.
This is Andres Riceno, and you are listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Welcome back inside Wild Health Field here on a Friday night in Lexington, Kentucky, as your Southern Maryland Blue Crabs hit the road, a 10-hour drive from Regency Furniture Stadium to face off against these Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. Of course, Southern Maryland saw the Genomes last week right at Regency Furniture Stadium. That was part of Southern Maryland's 11-game win streak. The Crabs have swept a couple in a row and will look to keep it going here this evening. If so, they'll do so against the left-handed starter for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes in Robbie Scott. Scott did make his last appearance against these same Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and struggled mightily in the start. The Blue Crabs will look to replicate that last appearance from Robbie Scott here today at Wild Health Field. The Blue Crabs' second road trip of the season and the second time here to Wild Health Field, the first of which was against the Lexington Legends. Give you the numbers for Robbie Scott on the season. Scott 0 for 2 with a 15.19 ERA. He's made 3 appearances, 2 of which were starts. His most recent appearance was against the Blue Crabs at Regency Furniture Stadium. He lasted 2 innings, getting the loss in that game, allowed 4 hits, struck out 4, but allowed 5 runs, 4 of which were earned, hit a batter and walked another pair. The Blue Crabs will look to replicate that performance here tonight in Lexington, Kentucky. The Blue Crabs starting lineup once more right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Jack Sundberg leading things off this evening as he has all season. The speedy center fielder bats first. Ruby Silva follows with Jared Walker batting third. David Harris bats fourth, the designated hitter, with Alex Crosby, the third baseman, batting fifth. Zach Collier, the left fielder, bats sixth, with Ryan Haug, the catcher, batting seventh. Braxton Lee, the right fielder, batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup, Michael Baca, the shortstop, batting ninth. On the mound for the Blue Crabs, Eddie Butler. See him in the bottom of the first inning here on the road for the first regular season road broadcast in Blue Crabs franchise history. And we're underway here at Wild Health Field as Robbie Scott's first offering of the evening right down Main Street to Jack Sundberg, who watches it go for strike number one. There was certainly some fear earlier in the day that we might not be able to get this game in. It was really raining hard earlier in the day, but things were able to subside. The forecast showed rain this afternoon. In fact, this is the only game this evening that was not postponed due to inclement weather across the Atlantic League, and we're here underway at Wild Health Field. The pitch, Sundberg hits it up the middle off the glove of Robbie Scott, right into the shortstop's hands, across the infield for out number one. If that doesn't get a piece of Robbie Scott's glove, it might be a base hit single. Instead, out number one recorded as Robbie Scott bounces one off his glove. Your typical 1-6-3 putout to get things started. And that brings up Ruby Silva with one away. Silva, 300 hitter on the season. A .480 slugging percentage and 17 RBIs for the Cuba native. From the left side, as are each of the first three batters in the Blue Crabs lineup. Left-on-left matchup, dribbler to the right side, Riley Mahan fields on a hop and fires to first for a quick out number two. Two quick outs for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs give way to the third man in the Southern Maryland lineup. The first baseman, number 24, Jared Walker. Walker, one of the biggest power threats in this Atlantic League in the 2022 season. A .294 hitter with a .608 slugging percentage. 5 home runs, 12 RBIs for the first baseman. Robbie Scott looking good in the first inning. Mentioned the struggles earlier in this season, but the left-hander finding a rhythm in the early going this evening. Another left-on-left matchup as Jared Walker looks to break up the first two outs. A slider is going to be in there for strike number one to Walker. Jared Walker will be followed by David Harris should we get there. Another slider, this one hit the other way, but foul. Just out of play is the count 0-2 to Jared Walker. As for Jared Walker in that most recent homestand, Walker hit .313 over 8 games, had 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. Trying to get another crack at the MLB veteran Robbie Scott. Walker waiting the pitch. A little bit too long for Jared Walker's liking. He'll call time, and it's received by our home plate umpire this evening. The Blue Crabs started this season 11-1, trying to keep it going on a short road trip in Lexington, Kentucky. Another slider gets Jared Walker swinging. 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Crabs in the top of the first inning. Robbie Scott looking good in the early going, but Eddie Butler will try to match him when we return on the other end of this break right here on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Joe DeLuca, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Whether it's Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Aaron Rodgers, or even the son of a former Blue Crab, Patrick Mahomes, you've seen many athletes endorsing State Farm. That's because your State Farm agent has your back through good times and not so good times. That's why all the Blue Crabs, Darryl Thompson and the whole team, trust State Farm with their insurance needs. State Farm is the company people have trusted for over 99 years to help life go right. Call your local State Farm agent, Greg Conklin, today at 240-776-4289. When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team, the realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41-plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs.
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
To the bottom of the first we go here at Wild Health Field, live from Lexington, Kentucky. Andrew Banster here, bringing you Blue Crabs baseball on the road for the first time in franchise history. Thrilled to be doing it right here on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. If you missed it in the top of the first, the Blue Crabs went down in order against an MLB veteran in Robbie Scott. Now the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes will have to try to do the same against a fellow MLB veteran in Eddie Butler. Give you the numbers for Eddie Butler on the season. The right-handed former Chicago Cub has been stellar for the Blue Crabs so far this season. The right-hander wears number 28 on the back of the jersey. 1-0 on the year in 2 starts with a 3.38 ERA. The Fireballer has pitched 8 innings this season, allowing just 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. Has allowed 2 home runs this season, but hitters are hitting just 107 against him. Strike called on the inside portion of the plate as the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Up to the plate, Riley Mahan, a .451 hitter on the season as he fouls one back right near this press box here at Wild Health Field, a beautiful brand new turf field, as you can see, with Eddie Butler perched atop the mound. There was some concern this evening that we might not be able to get this game in. Mentioned this is the only game happening in the Atlantic League this evening. There was heavy rain prior to the game, but it subsided, and the radar tricked us. No rain, at least to this point in the evening, as Eddie Butler works the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Riley Mahan awaiting the 2-2. A bloop shot into left field. Michael Baca ranging back into left. Zach Collier calls him off and puts in the back of his mitt for out number 1. As for Eddie Butler, he pitched in parts of 5 seasons in the MLB, most recently in 2018, when he pitched for both the Chicago Cubs and the Texas Rangers. Butler was selected in the first round of the 2012 MLB draft by the Colorado Rockies. He made his MLB debut 2 years later in 2014. In 2017, he pitched to a 3.95 ERA with the Chicago Cubs across 11 starts. After the Mahan pop-out, that'll bring up the second batter in the Wild Health Genomes lineup, Moises Sierra. Sierra, also a 5-year MLB veteran, facing Butler as this pitch is in there for a called strike. Butler dotting the corners here early in the count 0-2. Sierra, in his second game with the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes, has not recorded a hit yet. Chopper to the left side near the Blue Crabs dugout. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. As for Moises Sierra, a native of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, 33 years old. Butler's 0-2 once more, a changeup that misses the zone just by a touch, and the count runs to a ball and 2 strikes. As for Moises Sierra, this is his first time in the Atlantic League as he skies one to the left side, but foul. Mentioned he's played quite a few seasons. This is his 17th season of professional baseball. This also his 1,976th professional game. Second in the Atlantic League as the count remains 1-2. Butler from the first base side of the rubber. He likes what he sees from Ryan Haug, the pitch. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Call it strike number 3, out number 2 for Eddie Butler. Butler working well here early this evening. That'll bring up the third batter in this Kentucky Wild Health Genomes lineup, Jimmy Paredes. Paredes, also an MLB veteran, a handful of them in this Wild Health Genomes lineup. The first pitch on its way to the switch-hitting third baseman this evening. Well struck to the left side. Zach Collier going back to the track, and it's gone. Jimmy Paredes with a solo shot, the first run of this contest. We mentioned Eddie Butler does not allow a ton of hits, has allowed just 3 this season, now 4, but 3 of those hits have been home runs. The Wild Health Genomes on top early here in the bottom of the first, 1-0 on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. The solo shot brings up Chris Shaw. Should the inning continue, Carlos Castro, a former York Revolution catcher, awaits on deck. Shaw played for the Long Island Ducks last season. Had a home run in the Blue Crabs' victory in the playoffs at Fairfield Properties Ballpark on Long Island last year. Butler misses with his first pitch to a fellow MLB veteran, Chris Shaw. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Butler pulled the string. In Butler's last start, he had 17 swing and misses. Foul tip back into the netting, and we'll go to a ball and 2 strikes. Shaw, .311 hitter on the season, a pair of home runs to accompany a half dozen RBIs. As Eddie Butler looks to shut down this Wild Health Genome squad. Butler out of the windup with the 1-2. Chopper to the right side. Jared Walker will field it himself, but it bounces off the heel of his glove. And that'll go down as an E1 against Jared Walker. And just like that, the inning continues for the Wild Health Genomes. The defensive blunder gives way to Carlos Castro. Castro, again, a former York Revolution catcher, was really a star for the Revs and was traded to the Wild Health Genomes just a couple of days ago. Castro struggled in the early going this season, a .234 hitter, just a .362 slugging percentage for a generally power-hitting catcher in Carlos Castro. Right-on-right matchup. Butler working out of the stretch for the first time this evening. Change-up in there for a called strike. Bottom of the first, the Wild Health Genomes on top. 1-0 here at Wild Health Field. A solo shot with 2 outs from Jimmy Paredes, the run so far in this game. As a fastball misses outside and the count evens at a ball and a strike. The Crabs went down in order in their half of the first inning. On the docket for the Blue Crabs, David Harris, Alex Crosby, and Zach Collier. As a fastball misses outside, the count in favor now of Carlos Castro, 2 balls and a strike. Butler from the first base side of the rubber. The pitch. Fastball high, swung on and missed as the count draws even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away with 1 on here in the bottom of the first inning. The right-on-right matchup. Butler has his sign, the pitch. Chopper to the right side, foul, and will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A beautiful brand new turf field here at Wild Health Field, home of the Lexington Legends and the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. The Genomes, a temporary team. There will be a new Atlantic League team in Hagerstown next year in place of the temporary Wild Health Genomes. The 2-2 once more. Right up the middle, no problem for Ruby Silva, who lofts to first for out number 3. One stays stranded at the bottom of the first, and the Wild Health Genomes strike first. A solo shot from Jimmy Paredes with 2 away brings us into the top of the second. We'll be right back on your home for Blue Crabs Baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you need a win on the road, don't get left stranded. Make AAA part of your roster and you'll always have someone on deck ready to get you home. AAA also offers car care, insurance, and travel services and has stores conveniently located for Blue Crabs fans in Brandywine, Crofton, and Alexandria. Don't forget to ask them about membership discounts for military and first responders. Please visit AAA.com to learn more or to find a AAA location near you.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
To the top of the second we go here at Wild Health Field. The Blue Crabs trailing 1-0 in the early going. David Harris leads things off. The Crabs went down in order in their half of the first inning. 2 quick outs from Eddie Butler in the bottom of the first were led into a Jimmy Paredes home run, a solo shot the opposite way to left field. Gives the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes a 1-0 lead here early. The Blue Crabs riding an 11-game win streak, a franchise record, as David Harris takes strike number 1. Harris, a .279 hitter on the season, 3 home runs to accompany nearly a dozen RBIs. Harris, the designated hitter this evening for the Blue Crabs, as a slider just catches the outside corner. 0-2 goes the count. Scott looking good here early. Mentioned that he really struggled his last time out against the Blue Crabs. Comes in with an ERA north of 14. A slider right back up the middle from David Harris, the first base hit of this game for the Blue Crabs. Leads off the top of the second inning. The leadoff single gives way to Alex Crosby, the third baseman, hitting .325 in the early going this season. A home run and 10 RBIs on the year. A beautiful night. It was raining a lot here earlier. In fact, it looked like this game wasn't going to happen, but it sure did. Crosby in his 8th season of professional baseball, his 2nd with the Blue Crabs, also his 2nd in the Atlantic League. The Genomes on top here early 1-0 as Crosby awaits the first pitch from Scott. Swings at it, but it fouls right back over our heads here in the press box. In 2021 with the Blue Crabs, Crosby posted career highs in batting average, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, home runs, and RBIs. Crosby awaiting the left-on-left matchup. The count 0-1 and a pickoff move to first as David Harris is back safe. Crosby played for Team Great Britain in the European Baseball Championships in 2021. Had to leave the Blue Crabs for 13 days and returned for the playoffs. The 0-1 outside as the count evens at a ball and a strike. Crosby spent the first 6 seasons of his career in the American Association. Majority of that time spent with the Gary South Shore Railcats. The power-hitting corner infielder awaiting the 1-1 pitch. Left-on-left matchup as Robbie Scott comes set out of the stretch. The pitch. Line drive, left center, that'll drop for extra bases. David Harris rounding second, he'll likely score. Crosby into second, Harris rounding third, and he comes home to score. The Crabs tie this up here in the top of the second inning at 1-1. Southern Maryland mentioned riding that 11-game win streak, but the last couple of games, the Bats have not been where they were. In fact, having won their last 2 games, the Crabs have been out-hit in each of those contests. In the first 8 games of the Blue Crabs' win streak, they averaged 10 runs per game. The Bats have quieted down since, but the arms have been unbelievable for Southern Maryland. Zach Collier takes a spot at the dish. Another left-on-left matchup after the RBI double from Alex Crosby. A look back to second, and Collier takes a slider for ball number 1. Zach Collier was fantastic with the Blue Crabs in 2021. The left-handed hitting outfielder hit .324 on the season and had a .450 on base percentage. That was good for top 3 in the Atlantic League. A former first-round draft pick in 2008 out of Chino Hills High School. Same school as LaMelo Liangelo and Lonzo Ball. He was selected 6 picks after Garrett Cole in the first round of the 2008 draft. The 1-0. Collier takes a hack at it and fouls it over our heads here in the press box. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Collier, not just an incredible offensive player, was also named the Blue Crabs 2021 Defensive Player of the Year. He deserved it after, on September 17th, landing a spot on SportsCenter's top 10 plays with a diving catch in center field. Collier swings and misses on this pitch, falls behind, a ball and 2 strikes. In 2021, Collier ranked 2nd in on-base percentage in the Atlantic League and 4th in slugging percentage at .594. Off to a slower start this year as the left-handed batter. Hasn't played in too many games, sat out the first 7 with an injury. A .222 hitter on the season awaits the 1-2 pitch from Robbie Scott. Swing and a miss on a slider as Collier goes down on strikes for the first Blue Crabs out of the top of the second inning. One away here in the top of the second gives way to Ryan Haug. Haug certainly one of the better bats in terms of catchers in the Atlantic League here in the early going of the 2021 season. Yesterday in the Blue Crabs' extra inning win, Ryan Haug had the day off. Austin Rye got the start at the catching position. Haug awaiting the pitch from the left-handed Robbie Scott. Alex Crosby at second base. Another slider, this one misses inside. And we've seen Robbie Scott go to that off-speed pitch early and often in counts today. Ryan Haug smacks one to the right side. This one's got a chance. It bounces off the wall. And another RBI double for the Blue Crabs. Haug to second as Alex Crosby comes in to score. And the Crabs on top 2-1. Just one out so far in this top of the second inning. We've seen 2 RBI doubles, one from Alex Crosby and another from Ryan Haug as he trades spots with the catcher. And the Blue Crabs, after shortly being down in this game, quickly find a lead up 2-1 here in the top of the second inning. Quickly, the Blue Crabs on top 2-1, trying to protect their 11-game win streak. As Braxton Lee comes up to the plate. In yesterday's contest, Braxton Lee also had the day off. I beg your pardon. Lee batted 4th in the contest. He went 1 for 4, struck out once. First pitch, a fastball that misses off the plate, 1-0 the count. The Blue Crabs had tremendous success in their last outing against Robbie Scott. Scott was knocked out of the game after a couple of innings, allowing 5 runs. A left-on-left matchup as Robbie Scott set out of the stretch. The pitch. A pitch out, trying to pick off Ryan Haug at second base. And they're going to say Haug was out. From our perspective up here, that looked like Haug got his hand underneath. That was a surprising call, but Cleo Luis Rondon, according to the third base umpire, got the tag down. Make that the first base umpire. And quickly, 2 outs.
Perfect timing, guys.
2 away, 1-0 the count after the pitch out and the pick off to second base. Ryan Haug caught as Braxton Lee awaits the next Robbie Scott pitch, the 2-0. Slider inside, 3 balls, no strikes. Lee played in 6 games in the most recent homestand for the Blue Crabs. He hit .320, went 8 for 25, had 3 RBIs, also had a double. Lee awaiting the pitch. It's a slider that catches the outside corner of the zone. 3 balls and a strike the count. 2-1 Blue Crabs on top here early. A pair of RBI doubles, one from Ryan Haug, the other from Alex Crosby. Well struck straightaway center field. Shouldn't be a problem in center as Miller comes under and catches. Anderson Miller puts away the Blue Crabs in the top of the second. Not before the Crabs can take a lead. 2-1, Southern Maryland on top. We'll be right back on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Joe DeLuca, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Dyson Building Center is one of the oldest family-owned and operated hardware, lumber, and building supply stores in Southern Maryland. They are located in St. Mary's County on Route 5 in Great Mills. Dyson's has an expansive and diverse inventory to help you with all of your home improvement and project needs. Whether you're new to the world of DIY, a tried and true DIY professional, or somewhere in between, the friendly and experienced staff at Dyson Building Center is ready and willing to help you today.
This is Andres Riceno, and you are listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
After giving up a solo shot in the first inning, Eddie Butler returns to the mound with a newfound lead. Southern Maryland on top 2-1 as we take things into the bottom of the second inning here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra thrilled to be bringing you the first ever regular season road game broadcasted by the Blue Crabs as Felix P.A. steps up to the plate, taking strike number one on the inside corner. Eddie Butler out for his second inning. In the first inning, he really relied on the four-seam fastball. 16 of his 22 pitches were fastballs. Chopper to the right side, Jared Walker fields and flips to covering Eddie Butler for out number one. Eddie Butler topped out at 95 miles an hour in his first inning of work. Robbie Scott really mixing up the pitches in the early going, mixing up with the sinker, curveball, slider, and changeup combination, topping out at 87 miles an hour. One away here in the bottom half of the second inning, Wellington Dotel, a former member of the York Revolution, steps up to the plate as Eddie Butler comes home with a fastball that catches the strike zone for strike number one. Dotel swings at the second pitch. It's into right field and snagged by Braxton Lee for a quick out number two. 4 pitches, 2 outs for Eddie Butler, number 28. As the Crabs have an early 2-1 lead. Currently, Baseball Savant gives the Blue Crabs a 58.8% chance to win this contest. Butler with the glove in front of his face. Now facing Cleo Luis Rondon. First pitch swinging, fouled to the left side, out of play. Anderson Miller, the ninth batter in the Wild Health Genomes lineup, takes the second pitch of the at-bat inside as the count evens at a ball and a strike. Butler got 2 quick outs in the first inning before allowing a solo shot from Jimmy Paredes, the only run for this game from the Wild Health Genomes. As Butler misses upstairs, the count 2 balls and a strike. Butler out of the windup, working fast, and here comes the 2-1. Hit to the left side, likely out of play, but giving chase is Zach Collier, who runs out of room as the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That last pitch came in at 95 miles an hour on the gun from Eddie Butler. Butler has thrown 28 pitches so far, an inning and 2/3, 1 hit allowed, has allowed just 4 hits this season in his 3 starts, but 3 of them have been home runs. Number 4, Cleo Luis Rondon. I beg your pardon, I said it was Anderson Miller. Rondon, the man at the dish. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Eddie Butler coming home out of the windup. Fastball swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Eddie Butler as the Crabs protect their 2-1 lead. A quick bottom of the second inning gives way to the top of the third when we return on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast.
Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
To the third inning we go here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra thrilled to be bringing you tonight's Southern Maryland Blue Crabs game live on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. As we bring things into the top of the third inning, Michael Baca, the man at the dish. The left-hander Robbie Scott out for his third inning of work. Did not allow any runs or base runners in his first inning of work, but a pair of RBI doubles, one from Alex Crosby, the latter from Ryan Haug, gave the Blue Crabs a 2-1 lead in this contest. The Genomes with just one hit so far. It was a 2-out solo home run in the first inning from Jimmy Paredes. A ball and a strike the count to Michael Baca, making his first at-bat of this game. The right-handed hitting shortstop. Facing the left-handed MLB veteran and Robbie Scott. This one a bloop over the second baseman Mahan's head and drop into right field for a leadoff base hit. The fourth Blue Crabs hit of this contest. The lineup flips back to the top as Jack Sundberg comes up to the dish. Sundberg in his first time up. Chopped one right back up the middle. It looked like a base hit until it hit off Robbie Scott's glove. Sundberg shows bunt, pulls back, called strike. It hit off Scott's glove. Suddenly went to the shortstop, Cleo Luis Rondon, who fired across to first for the first of three consecutive outs in that first inning. Sundberg on fire here to start this season. Leads the Atlantic League in walks drawn, top 5 in on-base percentage. Sundberg fouls off the bunt attempt. Incredibly, in 8 games in the most recent Blue Crabs homestand, Jack Sundberg drew 13 walks. 13. Sundberg, the left-handed hitting center fielder, sees the count go to no balls and 2 strikes. Left-on-left matchup. The catcher Castro sets up on the outside corner. The pitch hits the spot, but well outside the zone as the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So far, for Jack Sundberg in 3 games against the Wild Health Genomes, he's 3 for 10 on the season, drew 6 walks in those 3 games. Sundberg from the left side awaiting the 1-2 delivery from Robbie Scott. A fastball just evades the strike zone as the count draws even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Michael Baca stands at first base after blooping one into right field for a base hit single. Just about an hour into this contest here in the top of the third inning. The Blue Crabs leading this one 2-1. Ruby Silva awaits on deck as Sundberg awaits the 2-2 delivery. A long pause. Sundberg just staying alive as he fouls one to the left side. Silva on deck with Jared Walker in the hole. The second meeting between the Wild Health Genomes and the Blue Crabs this season. Played 3 games at the Reg in Waldorf on April 29th, 30th, and May 1st. The Crabs were red hot in that series against the Wild Health Genomes as Baca goes on the pitch. Can't snag it as Carlos Castro drops the ball. Strike number 3, but Baca snags second as out number 1 is recorded. The Crabs won the first game of their series against the Genomes 14-9. Game number 2 was a Blue Crab slaughter 16-2, and game 3 was another win at 8-6. Incredibly, this is the last time that the Blue Crabs will be here in Kentucky facing the Wild Health Genomes this season. The 2 teams will meet once more this year in mid-August. Again, this is their second meeting of the season as Ruby Silva takes a slider ball number 1 inside. Mentioned that Robbie Scott so far in this contest has really been relying on the off-speed pitches quite frequently. Scott has thrown 34 pitches so far in this contest. The southpaw has issued 14 sinkers and 11 curveballs as Silva slaps one to the right side. Out number 2 recorded as Mahan flips to first. And the Blue Crabs get Michael Baca over to third base, 90 feet away from making this a 2-run lead as Jared Walker steps up to the dish. Of course, in yesterday's Blue Crabs comeback extra inning win to extend a franchise record win streak to 11 straight, Walker scored the game-winning run and drove in the game-tying run. Walker wears number 24 on the back of the Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation Red Friday jerseys that the Crabs are donning here on a beautiful night in Lexington, Kentucky this evening. Walker sees an off-speed pitch, swings and misses, strike number 1. Walker had 5 home runs in his first 9 games of this season. A dozen RBIs on the year, a 963 OPS. Walker slaps one up the middle. Robbie Scott turns, fires, and it's out number 3. A leadoff single for the Blue Crabs, but they'll leave Michael Baca stranded. Southern Maryland still on top in this contest. 2-1 as we take things in to the bottom of the 3rd inning on your home for Blue Crabs Baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
To the bottom of the 3rd we go here at Wild Health Field, the home of the Lexington Legends and the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. Eddie Butler out for his 3rd inning of work. He holds a 2-1 lead over the Wild Health Genomes here on a Friday night in Lexington, Kentucky. Anderson Miller, the first man up to the plate. First pitch swinging, and it's a strike number 1 on an elevated fastball from Eddie Butler. Miller sees a changeup away, and Butler working fast and effectively here in the early going. Has allowed just 1 hit. It was a solo shot from Jimmy Paredes in the bottom of the 1st inning. At the time, it gave this Wild Health Genomes team a 1-0 lead, but quickly thereafter, the Blue Crabs responded with a pair of RBI doubles, one from Alex Crosby, the other from Ryan Haug. That was in the bottom, make that the top of the 2nd inning. The 0-2, changeup downstairs, and the count draws to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anderson Miller, a .259 hitter on the season. A ball and 2 strikes the count. Glove over the head, out of the windup in the pitch. Chopper to the right side. Eddie Butler fields, underhand flips, over to first for out number 1. Butler is fantastic so far in this game, has been quick and effective with his pitch selection to this point in the contest. Butler's issued 37 pitches so far. 28 of them have caught the strike zone. So far, 2 1/3 innings for Eddie Butler. 1 hit allowed. It was a solo shot. No walks. 2 strikeouts for the right-handed MLB veteran as Riley Mahan comes back up to the dish. His second at-bat so far of this contest. High fly to the right side. This ball's got a chance. It hits off the outfield wall, and fielding it is Jack Sundberg, who fires into second, holding Riley Mahan to a 1-out double as Mahan's bat stays on fire. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, he currently leads the Atlantic League in batting average. Just the second hit of this game for the Wild Health Genomes as Moises Sierra comes up to the plate. Struck out his first time up. One of 2 strikeout victims so far in this game off the right hand of Eddie Butler. 1 away, a runner at second, and the second man in this Wild Health Genomes lineup, the right fielder Moises Sierra up to the dish. Sierra, a 5-year MLB veteran, most recently in 2018. Same can be said for Eddie Butler on both fronts. The 0-1 pitch inbound. Fastball just a touch inside as the count draws even at a ball and a strike. Sierra playing just his second game for the Wild Health Genomes, but nearly his 2,000th professional game and his 17th season of professional baseball. Fastball well struck to the right side, but well foul as the count draws even at a ball and a strike. Bottom of the 3rd inning here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra thrilled to be bringing you today's action live from Lexington, Kentucky, as the Blue Crabs try to protect their 11-game win streak. Fastball elevated, misses inside, and the count now 2 balls and a strike. Sierra still looking for his first hit of this season. Butler not trying to have him have it. The right-hander out of the stretch. Right back up the middle. Butler snares it, thinks about throwing to second, keeps Riley Mahan at bay, fires to first, and records out number 2. Now with 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Jimmy Paredes comes to the plate, yet another MLB veteran and a longtime Atlantic Leaguer who hit a solo shot the opposite way to left field in his first time up. Paredes played in a fair amount of MLB seasons. In 2011, he played in 46 games with the Houston Astros. Most games in an MLB season for Paredes was in 2014, split that year between the Kansas City Royals and the Baltimore Orioles. Played in 104 games that season. Had 100 hits in 104 games, hit 275 on the year. Played in nearly 2 full seasons of MLB play. As Butler offers an off-speed pitch, the 0-1 fouled to the left side, and quickly behind in the count, 0-2 is Jimmy Paredes. Paredes hit 20 home runs, had 100 runs driven in his MLB career. Hit that solo shot back in the first inning, one of 2 Genomes hits so far in this game. Butler a look back to second in the 0-2. Beautiful 2-seam fastball as Paredes way behind it. A fireball for strike number 3 gets us through a third of this contest. Crabs on top, 2-1 as we take things into the top of the fourth when we return on your Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
There's nothing quite like when the Blue Crabs retire the side. At Wealth Management Partners, they're on your side for your retirement planning needs. It's never too early to start planning your retirement. Talk to the experienced financial advisors of Wealth Management Partners located right here in Waldorf. Call them today at 301-885-0955. Again, Wealth Management Partners. Call them today at 301-885-0955.
To the top of the fourth we go here at Wild Health Field. Your Blue Crabs through a third of this contest leading by a score of 2-1. Alex Crosby, who awaits on deck, had the first RBI of this contest. Driving in, David Harris, who stands at the dish. The right-handed designated hitter takes the first pitch from Robbie Scott for strike number one. Harris, a .295 hitter on the season. Singled and later scored his first time up. It was the first Blue Crabs hit of this contest. Swing and a miss at the second pitch, and the count 0-2. Exactly an hour into this contest, we're just getting into the top of the fourth inning, moving quite swiftly. Chopper up the middle. Harris will try to leg this one out. Rondon with a high throw. It gets Chris Shaw off the bag, and David Harris, a rare individual in the game of baseball that prefers, oftentimes on close plays, sliding headfirst into first base. Likely will be a throwing error on Cleo Luis Rondon. So Harris reaches. Does go down as an error on the Wild Health Genomes, their first of the game, as Alex Crosby comes up to the dish. A .341 hitter on the season, a home run and 11 RBIs, drove in the first run of this contest in the second inning. Curveball misses inside. Robbie Scott, 5 times so far in this game, has started out a batter with a first pitch curveball. 3 of them have caught the zone. Only 1 of them has received a swing. From the third base side of the rubber, the left-handed pitching Robbie Scott. Another line shot in the right field. Alex Crosby now 2 for 2 in the game. Quickly up and throwing is the center fielder Anderson Miller, keeping David Harris at second. But back-to-back base runners for the Blue Crabs bring up Zach Collier. A big scoring opportunity here in the top of the fourth. Crosby seeing the ball quite well. A .357 hitter is Alex Crosby, the second best batting average on this Blue Crabs team, trailing just Ryan Haug, who waits on deck. Collier struck out swinging his first time up, one of a trio of Blue Crabs strikeout victims here this evening. Mentioned it earlier, but this is the only game going on in the Atlantic League this evening. The other 4 contests, all of those much further east than where we're located in Kentucky right now, were all rained out, and I can tell you that it is pouring, absolutely pouring at Regency Furniture Stadium. Good place, good day to be on the road. Zach Collier awaiting the 0-1 pitch. 2 on, none away as a curveball bounces in the turf. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. No outs, runners at first and second, and the Crabs on top by a score of 2-1. The Blue Crabs with 5 hits so far in this contest. Just 2 for the Genomes. Either side with an error, with the Crabs on top 2-1 here in the top of the 4th. Robbie Scott's pitch fouled over our heads here in the press box. And the count now a ball and 2 strikes. Mentioned Zach Collier was more than prolific, really an MVP candidate for the Blue Crabs in 2021. Off to a slower start in this 2022 season, but his body of work speaks for itself as Collier is really just a ticking time bomb to catch fire. The 1-2. Collier gets a good piece of it. Hit over towards left field. It's going to be a long run for Felix P.A. It bounces on the turf. He did not catch that ball. Tried to play it off as though he did. Probably out of your view, and we really apologize for that here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. But that ball was a dive in foul territory from Felix P.A. He was unable to come up with it, and will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Collier, a .211 hitter so far in the season. The OPS does not reflect that batting average, all the way up at .849. Mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Collier incredibly had an OPS well over 1,000 in the 2021 season. Collier wears number 8 on the back of that red Blue Crabs jersey. The 1-2 pitch inbound from Robbie Scott. A slider way inside draws the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the most recent homestand, Collier played in 5 games, going 4 for 18, drew 5 walks with a .391 on-base percentage in that stretch. Collier 4 for 10 against the Genomes entering play today, 3 RBIs and 5 walks in 3 games. Runners on first and second, Crosby at first, David Harris at second with a short lead. Rondon holding him tight. The pitch. Collier gets a great piece of this one. No point in turning around. Bye-bye baseball. Zach Collier with a 3-run shot. And the Blue Crabs on top by a score of 5-1 here in the early going. On a Friday night in Lexington, Kentucky, Zach Collier hits his 2nd home run of the season. There was absolutely no doubt about that one, folks. Moises Sierra turned around for a split second, thought better of it, and watched it fly over the OC Sports sign in right field. A 3-run shot for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs puts the good guys on top by a score of 5-1 here on the top of the 4th. A prolific offensive stretch for this Southern Maryland Blue Crabs team. They opened the season right here at Wild Health Field, facing the defending champion Lexington Legends. Back on April the 21st, the Crabs were defeated in that contest by a score of 5-4. That was 15 days ago. The Crabs have not lost in 14 days. 11 straight wins is a franchise record, as is their 11-1 start to this 2022 season. The Crabs are hot, folks. There's no question about it as Ryan Haug steps up to the dish. fastball way outside as Haug takes for ball number 1. Haug leads this Blue Crabs team in batting average here in the only Atlantic League game here this evening. The other 4 rained out as Robbie Scott issues a fastball, well struck to the right side, could stay in fair territory and does. That'll be another double for Ryan Haug, who continues to stay hot at the plate. 2 for 2 today with a pair of doubles, and the Crabs are smoking hot here on a Friday night. Robbie Scott struggling here in this 4th inning. Put the Blue Crabs down in order in the first, but then allowed a pair in the top of the second, blanked the Crabs in the third, and now a trio of runs have come around to score here in this 4th inning, while Robbie Scott still awaits his first out of this contest. I beg your pardon, of this inning. Braxton Lee, the man that comes up to the dish. Lee was retired at his first time up. A dribbler over to the right side advances Ryan Haug to third base. A 4-3 putout as Riley Mahan makes the play. Throwing to first, Chris Shaw catches for out number 1. But the 6th Blue Crab potential run stands just 90 feet away at third base in the form of Ryan Haug as Michael Baca approaches the plate. Baca wears number 3 on the back of that red Blue Crabs jersey. Andrew Banstra bringing you tonight's action live from Wild Health Field in Lexington, Kentucky, as the Wild Health Genomes infield comes in on the artificial grass. First pitch outside, and it misses to the 9-hole hitter Michael Baca. Baca led off the second inning of offense for the Blue Crabs with a bloop single to right field, advanced to third base, but was stranded in that frame. Baca waiting the 1-0 pitch. A swing on a big looping curveball and a miss evens the count at a ball and a strike. The Blue Crabs 2 for 6 so far in this game with runners in scoring position. The Genomes got the lead early. That was back in the bottom of the first inning. It was a solo shot from Jimmy Paredes. Rain was very much expected in the forecast really all night. In fact, on the way over to the stadium, most people were not expecting this game to be able to be played tonight because the forecast called for 70% of rain from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. It was pouring for about 10 minutes right as the Crabs arrived here at Wild Health Field. But all of a sudden, the clouds cleared and the Blue Crabs made their way to the field and find themselves in a 5-1 advantage here in the top of the 4th inning. Baca swung and missed on an off-speed pitch. They count 2 balls and 2 strikes to the shortstop, making his 2nd consecutive start. Had a couple of games off as Jordan Howard made some starts at shortstop. Baca waiting the pitch. A sinker, a called strike as Baca goes down looking for out number 2. Two away and a runner at third base. It's Ryan Haug that stands at third, representing the potential 6th run of this ballgame for the Blue Crabs and would be the 4th run of this inning. It was a 3-run shot from Zach Collier that gave the Crabs their 3 in this inning. 5 so far in the game on 7 hits and an error. For the Genomes, 1 run on 2 hits and 1 Blue Crabs error. Check down to third base. No, he did not, says our third base umpire this evening. Give you the umpiring crew. Behind home plate is Kerry Lyle. At first base is Michael Rash. And our third base umpire is Christopher Wood. About 60 degrees and overcast here in Lexington, Kentucky, as Jack Sundberg takes a looping curveball as the count evens at a ball and a strike. Sundberg, a .286 hitter on the season, 0 for 2 so far today. struck out once. The 1-1. Sundberg takes a sinker, make that a cutter on the outer edge. They count 2 balls and a strike. Sundberg with a 10-14 OPS here on the young season, leading the Atlantic League in walks drawn, top 5 in on-base percentage. The pitch, another off-speed, misses the zone. Sundberg with some of the best plate discipline you'll find in the Atlantic League. 3 balls and a strike, a hitter's count to the center fielder. Southern Maryland protecting an 11-game win streak here at Wild Health Field. The left-on-left matchup, 3-1. Another off-speed, but this one catches the zone. Count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Currently, Baseball Savant gives the Blue Crabs a tremendous chance at winning this contest at nearly 90%. The pitch just in there. Sundberg thought it was ball number 4. Ends up being called strike number 3. That's how we say goodbye to the top of the 4th inning. It was a successful one for Southern Maryland's hometown team. 3 runs, all of them coming on a 3-run bomb from Zach Collier. Southern Maryland on top 5-1 as we send it to the bottom of the 4th on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team. The realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41-plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Taking into the bottom of the 4th, Andrew Banstra thrilled to be bringing you the first ever road broadcast of a regular season Blue Crabs game in franchise history. Looked like it wasn't going to happen earlier in the contest. I should say earlier in the day. Rain was falling from the skies, but this game was meant to be the only game taking place in the Atlantic League this evening as Eddie Butler comes out for his 4th inning of work. He'll do so against Chris Shaw, the cleanup man for this Wild Health Genomes squad. Butler's first pitch in there for a called strike on the off-speed. Bottom of the 4th action, Southern Maryland on top 5-1. A pair of RBI doubles from Alex Crosby and Ryan Haug in the 2nd inning gave Southern Maryland a quick lead after allowing a home run in the bottom of the 1st. Blanks on both sides in the 3rd gave way to the top of the 4th. Back-to-back singles led things off from David Harris and Alex Crosby before Zach Collier blasted a 3-run shot. Shaw slaps one to the right side. Silva on a backhand. Comes set, fires to first, and Jared Walker catches for a quick out number 1. Butler has been tremendous so far in this game. The right-handed MLB veteran has been really all season. This is third start for the Blue Crabs, has allowed just 4 hits over 3 starts. Entering his 12th inning of action in this 2022 season. In Butler's first start, he lasted just 3 innings. In his most recent start, he went 5, getting the win. Carlos Castro up to the dish. Ground ball to the left side. Michael Baca on a backhand, fires across the infield. 3 pitches, 2 outs for Eddie Butler here in this bottom of the 4th inning, and the Crabs are steaming hot. That brings up Felix PA. PA, like many on this Wild Health Genomes team, not just a longtime MLB veteran, but also a longtime professional. Looking at the career stats for Felix PA, this is 1,993rd professional game. Played in 425 games at the MLB level. A .246 hitter at the top level of baseball. Wears number 18 on the back of that black and pink Wild Health Genomes uniform. Wellington Dotel awaits on deck should we need it. The 1-0 misses down low for ball number 2. PA played at the MLB level with the Chicago Cubs in 2007 and 8. Played with the Orioles in 09, 2010, and 2011. Most recently played at the MLB level in 2013 with the Pirates. The 2-0 in there for a called strike, just dotting the outside corner. PA, 37 years old, originally from the Dominican Republic. Chopper to the right side. If it's fair, it's likely out number 3, and it is. How about a 6-pitch inning for Eddie Butler to get out of the 4th inning? Let's send to the top of the 5th. The Crabs on top, 5-1 here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
There's nothing quite like when the Blue Crabs retire the side. At Wealth Management Partners, they're on your side for your retirement planning needs. It's never too early to start planning your retirement. Talk to the experienced financial advisors of Wealth Management Partners located right here in Waldorf. Call them today at 301-885-0955. Again, Wealth Management Partners. Call them today at 301-885-0955.
This is David Harris, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
The Blue Crabs looking to keep it rolling here on a Friday night in Lexington, Kentucky. It's been 14 days since the Blue Crabs last lost, and they hold a 5-1 lead as we take things into the top of the 5th inning here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra, thrilled to be bringing you along on tonight's contest. Robbie Scott set out of the stretch, first pitch swinging, hot shot to the right side. Chris Shaw fields it himself and steps on first for out number one. Folks, it's taken just 7 pitches to see the last 4 outs in this contest. Top of the 5th action. Bringing you back through this game so far, Jimmy Paredes hit a solo shot in the bottom of the 1st, giving the Genomes an early lead. But in the top of the 2nd, Alex Crosby traded places with Ryan Howe, each of which hit an RBI double. In the top of the 4th inning, the Crabs knocked home 3 on a 3-run shot from Zach Collier as Jared Walker steps up to the dish. First pitch, a big looping curveball that just misses the zone. Mentioned earlier in the game that Robbie Scott really leaning on the off-speed pitch. Has thrown 64 pitches so far in this contest. 24 of them sinkers, another 19 of them curveballs, 16 sliders, 5 changeups. You notice a theme, not a single fastball in his repertoire. The 263 hitter in Jared Walker awaits a big curveball that this time catches the zone. Walker, a first-time Atlantic Leaguer and a first-time Blue Crab. Spent a majority of 2021 at the high A level as Jared Walker sees this one come high and tight, and it hits him. Slowly walks down towards first, takes his base. With one away, the Blue Crabs get one on base as David Harris comes up to the plate. Harris has been smoking hot so far this season, especially here this evening. He's scored 2 runs. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Reached on an error his last time up. The 4, 5, 6, 7 of the Blue Crabs lineup has been spectacular so far in this game. They account for 6 of the 7 Blue Crabs hits. Harris, the designated hitter and the cleanup man in this Blue Crabs order, takes a big hack at the first pitch offered from Robbie Scott. Now, it's important for the Genomes that Scott gets through at least his next inning of action. The double hook rule, newly implemented into the Atlantic League. I should say an adjusted double hook rule, newly implemented into the Atlantic League. As David Harris flies one at a shallow center, Riley Mahan catches for out number 2. The rule states that if the starting pitcher does not make it at least 5 innings, the designated hitter must come out of the game with the starting pitcher. From that point on, the relief pitcher would bat for himself. 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning brings up Alex Crosby. Crosby has been the player of the game to this point for the Blue Crabs. 2 for 2 with a double and an RBI. Also a pair of runs scored for the 357 hitter on the season. A home run and 11 RBIs on the year for the third baseman. Fastball way outside to Alex Crosby as Robbie Scott's night continues. Really just a couple of mistakes to this point for Robbie Scott. Has allowed 7 hits. The 3 extra base hits so far in this contest have been the ones that have resulted in runs. Awaiting on deck, Zach Collier, who hit the 3-run homer his last time up, as Scott misses outside with ball number 2. In 2021, Alex Crosby had a 3-game home run streak in mid-August that included 8 RBIs in 2 of those games. Crosby also had a 17-game hit streak for the Blue Crabs, the longest streak by a Blue Crab since 2013, as the third baseman grounds one to the right side. Stepping on first is Chris Shaw for out number 3. Take it into the bottom half of the 5th inning when we return. The Blue Crabs leading 5-1 on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
Welcome back inside Wild Health Field, live from the home of the Lexington Legends and the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. Andrew Banstra bringing you Blue Crabs baseball on the road on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Wellington Dotel leads things off here in the bottom of the fifth inning as Eddie Butler's night continues. Second pitch of the at-bat fouled into the upper deck of the seating bowl and out of play, strike number 2. Wellington Dotel takes this pitch outside. The count of ball and 2 strikes. The 194 hitter on the season chops one to the left side. The count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Back in 2015, Wellington Dotel with the Bridgeport Bluefish of the Atlantic League posted the single best Atlantic League batting average in a single season in league history. A longtime Atlantic Leaguer sees a ball and 2 strike count before calling time. 5-1 Blue Crabs on top. 7 hits so far in this game. An error from either side. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Eddie Butler picks up his 4th strikeout of this contest. So far in the game for Eddie Butler, 4 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was a solo shot from Jimmy Paredes. No walks, a quartet of strikeouts. 59 pitches so far in this contest, has been very good with his pitch count. Helped out a lot by a 7-pitch 5th inning of action. Make that 4th inning of action. First pitch fouled to the right side. Strike number 1 to Cleo Luis Rondon. As for Rondon, his first time up, he was one of 4 strikeout victims of Eddie Butler's. Rondon, a former Lancaster Barnstormer, a 133 hitter on the season. Eddie Butler from the first base side of the pitching rubber steps off. He's going to ask for time. A 5-year MLB veteran is Eddie Butler. Butler out of the windup. The pitch. Chopped to the right side. Just a touch foul. Stan Clyburn, the manager for the Blue Crabs, told me the other day in his 50, make that 50 years of professional baseball, this is the best start to a season he's had as a player or a manager. The 2-2 misses outside, and now the count draws full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. A 5-1 Blue Crabs lead halfway through this contest here in the bottom of the 5th. Butler on his way home. Line drive, straightaway center field, diving right on that mustache logo in center field is Jack Sundberg, who catches for out number 2. Tell you what, folks, the Crabs are absolutely scorching hot here this evening. Have not lost since losing on opening day on April 21st, right here at Wild Health Field, looking to make it 12 straight wins with a win this evening. After a quick road trip, Southern Maryland will return home on Tuesday for 6 more home games. Come join us at the Reagan Waldorf. First pitch from Butler to number 30, Anderson Miller, misses the strike zone. Miller so far in this contest 0 for 1. Another good piece of hitting, left center field. Jack Sundberg can't get there. It bounces off the wall in left center, and it goes down as the 3rd hit of this contest for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. The 2-out double brings up Riley Mahan. Mahan so far in this contest 1 for 2. Mentioned a couple of times throughout the broadcast, he leads the Atlantic League in batting average at .453 on the season. A scorching hot start for the second baseman to this 2022 season. Doubled his last time up. Butler with a look back to second out of the stretch. First pitch swinging is Riley Mahan, and it gets out of play for strike number 1. Pretty lucky that we got this game in this evening. Forecast called for rain all night long. But it was meant to be the only Atlantic League game in action this evening with rain covering the East Coast. The 0-1 fouled to the right side as Eddie Butler's evening continues. No action in the Blue Crabs bullpen. It is Eddie Butler's game at this point. The low pitch count and the success to this point in the contest, giving Stan Clyburn no reason to even think about making a move. 2 away in an 0-2 count. Eddie Butler's pitch. Line drive, left center, back goes Zach Collier, a jump, and it just hits his glove and bounces out, hitting the Kentucky University sign, make that the KU sign in left center field. And it goes down as an RBI double from Riley Mahan, giving the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes their second run of this contest. 2 of their 4 hits in this game have come off the bat of Riley Mahan. (5-2) Blue Crabs lead here in this bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch swinging is Moises Sierra. Quickly across the infield from Michael Baca for out number 3. The Genomes get one back, but the Crabs still lead 5-2. We'll be right back on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
There's nothing quite like when the Blue Crabs retire the side. At Wealth Management Partners, they're on your side for your retirement planning needs. It's never too early to start planning your retirement. Talk to the experienced financial advisors of Wealth Management Partners located right here in Waldorf. Call them today at 301-885-0955. Again, Wealth Management Partners. Call them today at 301-885-0955.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
To the top of the sixth we go here at Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra on the mic with you for the first ever regular season game broadcasted on the road on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Zach Collier will lead things off, fresh off a 3-run home run in his last at bat, which gave the Blue Crabs a 5-1 lead at the time. The Genomes got one back in the bottom half of the fifth. 5-2 Blue Crabs as we take things into the top of the sixth. Mentioned the radar was a concern all night, but it appears as though this game has no issues getting finished without rain being a conflict. Collier backed off the plate on the first offering from Robbie Scott's fifth, make that sixth inning of action. Collier a couple of check swings. The left-handed pitching Robbie Scott on his way home. Fastball just evades the strike zone as the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. That home run from Collier earlier in this game was his second of the season. It also doubled his RBI total. Waiting on deck is Ryan Haug. The pitch. Big looping curveball misses up top, and the count 3 balls and no strikes. Pitch number 76 of the evening, inbound from Robbie Scott. 48 of them have touched the strike zone. As for Eddie Butler, 69 pitches in this game, 53 strikes. Left-on-left matchup will continue as the first strike crosses the zone. 3 balls and a strike to count to Zach Collier. Plenty of room in the gaps for the power-hitting outfielder. Played center field all last year for the Blue Crabs, has moved to left to begin this season. The 3-1, well struck towards the Genomes dugout. Thankfully, everybody's okay. The Genomes, a temporary team for this 2022 season. Wild Health Field, the home of the Lexington Legends, but the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes, just a placeholder for this 2022 season, while the Hagerstown team will join the league in 2023. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Zach Collier. The payoff pitch inbound from Scott. Collier swings and misses. He's now 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a big-time home run so far in this contest. 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning. 5-2, Blue Crabs on top as Ryan Haug approaches the plate. Haug, a .407 hitter on the young season, 2 for 2 today. An RBI to accompany a pair of doubles for the catcher. The best offensive catcher to this point in the Atlantic League 2022 season. First pitch high and away, but it catches the strike zone for strike number 1. Scott has induced more swing and misses in this game than Eddie Butler, but Butler's velocity has been significantly higher. The 0-1 low and away on the sinker. Really mixing up the pitch selection has been Robbie Scott. No fastballs in his repertoire. 28 sinkers to accompany 21 curveballs, 16 sliders, and 8 changeups. The right-handed hitting Ryan Haug, awaiting the 2-1 pitch from Robbie Scott. Scott's pitch hit to the right side, should stay in the infield for Chris Shaw, who takes a step back and gloves it for out number 2. 5-2, Blue Crabs on top, trying to protect an 11-game franchise record win streak. As for Robbie Scott, the left-handed pitcher played in parts of 3, make that 4 seasons at the MLB level. Appeared in 57 games with the Boston Red Sox in 2017. All of those were in relief roles, pitched 35 2/3 innings, had a 3.79 ERA with the Bo Sox that year. Also played for the Diamondbacks in 2019. In 4 seasons, he went 4-2 with a 4.04 ERA at the MLB level as Braxton Lee takes strike number 1 called. Lee, and also an MLB veteran in his own right, played a game with the Miami Marlins. Scott's pitch misses once more. The count, a ball and a strike to Braxton Lee, who's 0 for 2 so far in this contest. Crabs have 7 hits so far in this contest, 3 of which have been extra base hits. Those are the 3 that have driven home runs. Just a check swing, getting a piece of it is Braxton Lee, and the count moves into Scott's favor, 1-2. Scott began his professional career in 2011. He went undrafted, played for the Yuma Scorpions before the Red Sox signed him as a non-drafted free agent. One of very few individuals, when the MLB draft was as long as it was, that went undrafted and made it to the MLB. Chopper to the right side, Chris Shaw, who's been busy this evening, steps on first for out number 3. Let's take it to the bottom of the 6th. The Blue Crabs on top, 5-2, on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
American Radiology is the clear choice for all of your medical imaging needs. With locations in Charles and Calvert counties, they offer a full range of imaging services. Some of their latest innovations included 3D mammography and wide-open MRIs for our claustrophobic patients. For your convenience, they even offer extended weekday hours and Saturdays. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at AmericanRadiology.com.
This is David Harris, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Let's go to the bottom of the sixth here on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Andrew Banstrud, live from Lexington, Kentucky, as the Blue Crabs put their 11-game win streak on the line against the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. Eddie Butler out for his sixth inning of work has been fantastic to this point in the contest. Butler's pitched 5 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, and 4 strikeouts to this point in the game. One of those hits and a home run came from Jimmy Paredes earlier in this game. He comes back to the batter's box. 1 for 2 so far in the contest, a .333 hitter on the young season. Paredes, a newcomer to this Genome squad, as Butler misses downstairs with his second pitch of the at-bat. 2 balls and no strikes. Eddie Butler played in the MLB from 2014 to 2018. Started with the Colorado Rockies as Paredes hits one to the left side. No problem for Zach Collier, who gloves it for out number 1. Butler made his MLB debut in 2014 at the ripe age of 23. Pitched again in the MLB in 2015 and 2016 with those same Colorado Rockies. By far his best season at the MLB level came in the 2017 season with the Chicago Cubs. Butler made 13 appearances, 11 of those were starts. He went 4-3 with a 3.95 ERA. Chris Shaw up to the dish. First pitch swinging, straightaway center field. Back goes Jack Sundberg. It's going to bounce over his head and off the center field wall. Sundberg comes up throwing. It's not in time, as the Wild Health Genomes pick up a double here in this bottom of the 6th inning. For the Genomes, just their 4th, make that 5th hit in the contest. In comes Carlos Castro with 1 on and 1 down, a 5-2 Blue Crabs lead. 2 runs in the top of the 2nd inning. RBI doubles from Alex Crosby and Ryan Howe got the Blue Crabs run started. Another trio came in the top of the 4th when Zach Collier hit his 2nd home run of the season. First pitch of the at-bat to Carlos Castro misses low and away in the count 1-0. 7 hits for the Blue Crabs, 5 for the Genomes, either side with an error to this point in the contest. Kind of hard to dissect the Blue Crabs stats when looking at situational stats, because just about all of them favor the Crabs. Hot shot to the hot corner, fielding at third base is Alex Crosby, who fires across the infield for 0-2. To expand upon that point, if you want to dissect any numbers such as 1-run, 2-run games, games with no errors, extra inning games, well, the Blue Crabs have won just about all of them. They're 11-1 to start the season. Playing just their 5th road game of the season. All of them have come here at Wild Health Field. The Crabs opened the season against the Lexington Legends, took 3 of 4 from the defending champs. First pitch swinging is Felix P.A., who hits one way out of play. Strike number 1 to the MLB veteran, 37-year-old outfielder. The left fielder for the Genomes this evening, a .205 hitter. The 0-1 pitch inbound from Eddie Butler. In there for a called strike, 0-2. The Blue Crabs returned 12 players from their 2021 season, including 5 pitchers. Butler not one of those. either starter still in the game so far. Tomorrow night, Mackenzie Mills, the southpaw, will get the ball for the Blue Crabs as Butler misses downstairs. A ball and 2 strikes the count. Tomorrow for the Genomes, it'll be the right-hander Aaron Blair who gets the ball. And in Game 3 on Sunday, Darrell Thompson will get the ball for the Blue Crabs, while Dustin Beggs will make the start for the Genomes. One and two with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Eddie Butler, glove in front of the face, and a look back to second. Swing and a miss from Felix P.A., the 5th strikeout of this contest for Eddie Butler, gets us through 2/3 of a ball game. When we return, the Blue Crabs looking to protect their lead on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Hey Blue Crabs fans, make sure to visit the All-American Steakhouse and Sports Theater at 35 St. Patrick's Drive, right here in Waldorf, for some great food with great friends. Their steaks are fresh, hand-cut, in-house daily, as well as many other fresh seafood, chicken, and beef options. They offer outdoor and indoor dining, available each and every day, along with the same great menu to go if you would like. Please visit them online at www.theallamericansteakhouse.com. That's www.theallamericansteakhouse.com. You can also visit them on Facebook or Instagram. They have daily specials that you just can't pass up. Thank you, Blue Crabs fans. All Pawn is Southern Maryland's premier pawn shop and is the official pawn shop of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Stop by and say hello today. They've been a part of the Southern Maryland community for 18 years. If you need some cash to hold you over, or if you're just doing some spring cleaning and want to clear some stuff out, please bring it by All Pawn and let them make you an offer. If you have broken jewelry or some that you just don't want anymore, please bring it by and they'll pay you more than anyone in the Tri-County area. They're located on 301 in White Plains, just south of DeMar Road. Go Blue Crabs!
This is Patrick Baker, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
The final third of this contest coming your way from Wild Health Field. Andrew Banstra joining you from Lexington, Kentucky, the home of the Wild Health Genomes, as the Blue Crabs lead this contest 5-2. A new arm onto the mound, Nate Peden for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. The 23-year-old was originally drafted in the 13th round in 2017 by the New York Mets out of University High School in Orlando, Florida. Played in affiliated baseball through the 2021 season. At the tail end of the 2021 season, joined the Lexington Legends for just 4 appearances before joining the Wild Health Genomes here in 2022. Peden has made 6 appearances so far in 2022, has pitched 9 innings and holds a 3.00 ERA. Can now give you the final line on the starter tonight for the Lexington Legends, Robbie Scott. The left-handed pitching MLB veteran goes 6 innings, is on the hook for the loss. Allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned, no walks, struck out half a dozen Blue Crabs batters. Michael Baca up to the dish. takes a pitch inside for ball number 1. 5-2 Blue Crabs lead. 2 runs in the second inning. Alex Crosby and Ryan Haug each drove home an RBI double. A trio of runs for the Crabs came in the top of the 4th when Zach Collier hit his second home run of the season, driving in Alex Crosby and David Harris. Peden with the 1-2, bouncing away from the catcher Carlos Castro as the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. To this point in the contest for Eddie Butler, he's issued just 79 pitches, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, no walks and 5 strikeouts. Baca chops one to the left side. The third baseman is going to take it, fires across the infield, and a nice play from Jimmy Paredes for out number 1. The right play from Jimmy Paredes. It's always the third baseman's ball. And we'll flip the lineup back to the top for the Blue Crabs as Jack Sundberg assumes the left-handed batter's box. Sundberg 0 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts. Has played in every game to this point in the Blue Crabs season. Shows bunt, gets a piece of it, but fouls back towards the backstop. No balls and a strike the count. Ruby Silva awaits on deck. As a slider misses inside, the count draws even at a ball and a strike. Last season in the Frontier League, Jack Sundberg hit .294, had a .405 on base percentage. Incredibly, was 48 for 51 in stolen base attempts. Get that man on base and he'll swipe him. He's 7 for 7 in 2022 in stolen base opportunities. Peden's pitch. A swing and a miss. Gets over the glove of the catcher Carlos Castro. Jack Sundberg is trying to argue that he got a piece of that ball, but the home plate umpire is having none of it. Probably could have gotten to first, but he was trying to argue the foul tip. It goes down as a strikeout, and the second Blue Crabs out of the top of the 7th inning. That brings up Ruby Silva. Silva 0 for 3 today, but a .283 hitter on the season. A home run and 17 RBIs for Ruby Silva in the first 12 games of the season. On track for well above 150 RBIs of the year. That would crush an Atlantic League record. Peden's first pitch to Ruby Silva, a cutter that breaks across the outer edge. 0-1 goes the count. A swiftly moving game here at Wild Health Field on a beautiful Friday night. Another cutter, this one can't find the zone as the count evens at a ball and a strike. Silva waiting the 1-1 pitch. Chopper right back up the middle, bounces off the back of the mound. Cleo Luis Rondon picks up and fires. Throws to first for out number 3. 7th inning stretch time. Grab a Diet Coke, maybe a bag of popcorn. Join us back on the other end of this break. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
This is Coach Doug's, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Hope you got yourself settled during the 7th inning stretch. Thrilled that you're still joining us here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Blue Crabs looking to make it a dozen straight wins, would continue their franchise record. Eddie Butler's night has come and gone. Butler is still in line for the win. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs both earned, no walks and 5 strikeouts, and he gives way to the right-handed pitching reliever in Bradley Roney. Roney has been fantastic for the Crabs so far in this 2022 season, and he'll start off against Wellington Dotel. As for Bradley Roney, so far in this 2022 season, he's appeared in 6 games, spanning 6 innings, has allowed 2 hits while walking 4 batters. He has a 4.50 ERA, and he's averaging 2 strikeouts per innings pitched, about 12 of them in 6 innings. Roney was originally an 8th-round draft pick by the Atlanta Braves, spent a majority of his career in the Braves organization. The righty played the last few years in the New York Mets organization and is a first-time Blue Crab in 2022. The 0-2 pitch. Check down to first. Yes, he did. There's another strikeout. The 13th of the season for Bradley Roney in 6 1/3 innings pitched. Originally an Alabama native, Roney attended Southern Mississippi University. Last time out was a couple of days ago, back on Wednesday against the Barnstormers. Number 38 pitched 1 inning, allowing no hits, no runs, no walks, while striking out a pair. Last season, Roney split the year between the double and triple A levels with the Binghamton Rumble Ponies and the Syracuse Mets of the New York Mets organization. First pitch to number 4, Cleo Luis Rondon misses just a touch outside. A ball and no strikes with a 5-2 Blue Crabs lead here in the top of the 7th, make that the bottom of the 7th inning. Southern Maryland scored a pair in the 2nd and added another trio on a Zach Collier 3-run shot in the top of the 4th. Fastball dots the outside corner, and the count draws even at a ball and a strike. Really turned out to be a gorgeous night for baseball, all things considered. We can't complain considering we're the only game occurring this evening in the Atlantic League. Rain halted the other quartet of games across MLB's premier professional partner league. Beautiful changeup pulling the string on Cleo Luis Rondon. The count of ball and 2 strikes. Awaiting on deck is Anderson Miller, the center fielder. 1 away after the leadoff strikeout. Rondon, a strikeout victim his last time up. Roney out of the stretch. Chopper to the left side. Crosby lets it take a bounce. Fires across the infield for out number 2. And Roney quickly gets 2 up and 2 down. That brings up Anderson Miller, the last hope for the Legends here in this 7th inning. Today, incredibly, is Anderson Miller's birthday. Happy 28th birthday to Anderson Miller. He's originally from Lexington, Kentucky, and was actually a 3rd-round draft pick in 2015 out of Western Kentucky University. Reached as high as the AAA level with the Kansas City Royals in 2021, appearing in 69 games with the Omaha Storm Chasers, playing in his 7th game of the season with the Genomes, and chops one to the right side. Silva on the bounce. How about it? 10 pitches, 3 outs. Bradley Roney, 3 up, 3 down. The Blue Crabs bullpen continues to impress as we take things into the top of the 8th. Southern Maryland on top 5-2, trying to make it 12 straight on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Whether it's Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Aaron Rodgers, or even the son of a former Blue Crab, Patrick Mahomes, you've seen many athletes endorsing State Farm. That's because your State Farm agent has your back through good times and not so good times. That's why all the Blue Crabs, Darryl Thompson, and the whole team trust State Farm with their insurance needs. State Farm is the company people have trusted for over 99 years to help life go right. Call your local State Farm agent, Greg Conklin, today at 240-776-4289. When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team, the realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41-plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs.
Take things into the top of the 8th inning here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Jared Walker leads things off. The Blue Crabs trying to add some insurance runs. 5-2 the score. Southern Maryland on top, trying to make it 12 straight wins. Folks, this is a reminder that when the Crabs made it 8 straight wins just a couple of days ago, that tied a franchise record for consecutive wins with 2013 and 2015. Both of those were playoff years for Southern Maryland. And this one nearly comes up and hits Jared Walker. He was actually hit earlier in the game. Walker, a ticking time bomb for power, hit 5 home runs in his first 9 games this season. Driven in 12 RBIs on the year as the second ball misses outside. Nate Peden out for his second inning of work. The 23-year-old trying to keep it going and keep the Blue Crabs at bay. Neither side has scored since the bottom of the 5th inning. Walker in the left-handed batter's box. The pitch from Peden. Giving an offering at it is Jared Walker, but it gets out of play foul. It'll be interesting to see whether we get another inning from Bradley Roney. He was prolific in his 1 inning of work, but Stan Clyburn has a plethora of arms in his bullpen. See what he goes with. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not, says our third base umpire. The count 3 balls and a strike. Walker, in his first year in the Atlantic League, first year with the Blue Crabs, was originally a 5th-round draft pick by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Spent 6 years with the Dodgers, peaked at the high A level. The pitch, 3-1 way outside, and it's ball number 4 as Walker's aboard. The DH on his way up to the plate. Since Eddie Butler reached at least 5 innings in this game, the Blue Crabs, thanks to the double hook rule, get to keep their DH in this contest. Butler in line for the win. He went 6 innings, allowing 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks and 5 strikeouts as Harris swings at the first pitch he sees, fouling it straight back up towards the press box. Robbie Scott got the start for the Genomes. He went 6 innings, allowing 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. He struck out 6 as David Harris sees this one come up and in. It hits him, and I think it got him right in the ribs. He'll walk back towards the Blue Crabs dugout. Looks like he'll be okay. No sign from Blue Crabs athletic trainer Lauren Eck to this point. Stan Clyburn to the top step of the dugout along with Lauren Eck just to make sure that David Harris is okay. Stan says, "You good?" David says, "All right, we're good to go." He'll take first base. Still no outs in the frame as Nate Peden has worked himself into a jam with the hot bat of Alex Crosby on his way to the dish. Crosby 2 for 3 today. Drove in the first Blue Crabs run of this contest back at the top of the 2nd inning. He was then brought home to score by the man on deck in Ryan Haug. I should say in the hole, Ryan Haug. The left-handed hitting Alex Crosby plays third base. Played a fair amount of first for the Blue Crabs last year. Even appeared at second base in one game. The pitch. Right back up the middle. This could be trouble. Rondon's not going to get there. Rounding third base is Jared Walker, and he'll score easily. The Crabs, with their 6th run of this contest, make it 6-2. Runners on first and second. Still no outs for the Genomes. David Harris awaits on second base as Alex Crosby picks up a 3-hit day with a pair of RBIs. A little bloop shot over the shortstop Rondon's head. Out of the reach, kind of in the Bermuda Triangle, if you will. And that brings up Zach Collier. Collier 1 for 3, but he hit a monstrous 3-run home run back in the 4th inning, giving the Blue Crabs at the time a 5-1 lead. The Genomes scratched another off the board in the bottom of the 5th. That's their most recent scoring. Crabs added another here in this top of the 8th, trying to add a couple more insurance runs with Collier at the dish. A look back to second. Harris with a healthy lead off of second base as this pitch misses outside. The count, a ball and a strike. Ryan Haug awaits on deck with Braxton Lee in the hole. Collier, a .238 hitter on the season. Chases an elevated fastball, swings and misses, and the count, a ball and 2 strikes. 6-2 Blue Crabs lead thanks to 8 hits and 1 Genomes error. The Genomes with 5 hits, also an error on the docket. The pitch, elevated fastball misses, and the count 2-2. Collier wears number 8 on the back of that red jersey. The 2-2. Downstairs, it misses, and the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nate Peden's really worked himself into a jam. The right-hander has been really good to this point in the season. Coming into this game, he had appeared in 9 innings. Came in with a 3.0 ERA. Pitch number 26 of Peden's evening, inbound. Runners on first and second, no outs, and the payoff pitch to the right side, past the diving glove of Chris Shaw. That'll certainly get a run to score. Here comes David Harris on the RBI double from Zach Collier, who is now 2 for 4, and the Crabs are on top, 7-2 here in this top of the 8th inning. The runs just keep coming for this Southern Maryland team, who are inching closer and closer to their 12th consecutive win. Would be a Blue Crabs franchise record, or continue a Blue Crabs franchise record, I should say. Beautiful night at Wild Health Field. The temperature has begun to drop as Ryan Haug comes up to the plate. Everything dropping for Ryan Haug of late. 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles and an RBI so far. First pitch curveball from Nate Peden. Still no outs in the inning. Runners on second and third. Collier with great speed at second. Alex Crosby at third base. Infield in for the Genomes on the artificial grass. The pitch. Fouled off the shin protector of Ryan Haug. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The OPS nearly at 1050 for Ryan Haug. 13 RBIs on the season. Peden trying to work out of a jam. Still no outs in the frame. Haug, a 27-year-old, is a newcomer to the Blue Crabs and to the Atlantic League in his 5th season of professional baseball. The pitch, inside, and it hits him. That gets him right in the hip, and that's the last thing you want to see if you're a Blue Crabs fan. Haug does appear to be okay. He'll take a slow walk down to first base and be greeted by the first base coach in Joe Walsh. And now for Mark Minikazi, the manager for the Wild Health Genomes, there's a decision to be made. Looks like he has made that decision. He'll make the long stroll out to the mound, and that could be the hook for Nate Peden. Blue Crabs have already scored 2 runs so far in the frame. See if this is the end of the road for Nate Peden, and it is. We'll step aside for just a moment and be right back on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
All Pawn is Southern Maryland's premier pawn shop and is the official pawn shop of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Stop by and say hello today. They've been a part of the Southern Maryland community for 18 years. If you need some cash to hold you over, or if you're just doing some spring cleaning and want to clear some stuff out, please bring it by All Pawn and let them make you an offer. If you have broken jewelry or some that you just don't want anymore, please bring it by and they'll pay you more than anyone in the Tri-County area. They're located on 301 in White Plains, just south of DeMar Road. Go Blue Crabs!
Wild Health Field, the Blue Crabs are in business. A 7-2 lead for Southern Maryland's only professional sports team. Runners on second, third, and first. Bases juiced for Braxton Lee, who has the chance to blow this game open. No outs, bases loaded for the MLB veteran, and a newcomer into this game in William Kerwin takes the mound. The right-hander sees his infielders behind him on the grass. First pitch swinging is Braxton Lee. Strike number one. Crabs' bats have been scorching hot all evening, and now William Kerwin inherits a difficult situation. Kerwin with a 10.13 ERA on the young season. Lee chops one back up the middle. William Kerwin fields, fires, gets it to the catcher in Carlos Castro, and Alex Crosby's gunned down at home. A force out is all the Genomes will get. One away here in the top of the eighth. That brings up Michael Baca. Give you the numbers for William Kerwin. Played for the Gastonia Honey Hunters in 2021. He went 6-8 with an 8.68 ERA. Pitched in 28 games while making 16 starts. Here in 2022, the right-hander has appeared in 4 games, has walked 5 batters in 5 1/3 innings, allowing 7 hits and 6 runs. Baca gives a swing at the first pitch, fouls it into the seating bowl, and it goes down as strike number one. Baca hit .270 with the Blue Crabs in 2021, was 9 for 13 in stolen base attempts. Entering his 5th season of professional baseball, his 2nd with the Blue Crabs and his 3rd in the Atlantic League. Baca takes a Kerwin cutter on the outer edge, and the count 0-2 in favor of the right-hander. Baca began his professional career with Stan Clyburn with the New Britain Bees. When Clyburn was in between stints with Southern Maryland. This could be a double play ball. Baca to second, 4-6-3, and William Kerwin inherits a no-outs, bases-loaded jam and works out of it with nothing coming for Southern Maryland. The Crabs, however, do put up a pair of runs in the frame, giving them a 7-2 lead as we take it into the bottom of the 8th. Southern Maryland looking for their 12th straight win when we return on your home for Blue Crabs baseball, the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
There's nothing quite like when the Blue Crabs retire the side. At Wealth Management Partners, they're on your side for your retirement planning needs. It's never too early to start planning your retirement. Talk to the experienced financial advisors of Wealth Management Partners located right here in Waldorf. Call them today at 301-885-0955. Again, Wealth Management Partners. Call them today at 301-885-0955.
This is Dalton Geeky, and you're listening to Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Dalton Geeky welcomes himself onto the mound on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Geeky comes onto the mound as the Crabs hold a 7-2 advantage in the bottom of the 8th inning. Riley Mahan up to the plate for the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes. He has 2 of the 5 Genomes hits this evening, a .463 hitter on the season. Geeky's first pitch, a fireball fastball. Behind it is number 21, Mahan. 5 home runs, 14 RBIs for the second baseman. Geeky wears number 32 on the back of his red Blue Crabs jersey. Dribbler to the right side, Ruby Silva on the forehand. Fields and fires to Jared Walker. Now here's an interesting note that you may not have known. Dalton Geeky and Jared Walker, they have quite the repertoire. These two were close friends from a very, very young age, and now here playing again together. They graduated high school together. They were high school teammates, I should say, in Powder Springs, Georgia, and now here again as professionals. Not all that often that you see just any 2 individuals on the same high school team going ahead to play professional baseball, nonetheless being teammates years later. As for Dalton Geeky so far in this 2022 campaign, he holds a .450 ERA. He has made 6 appearances, 6 innings pitched. As a lazy fly ball gets into right field, Ruby Silva gets a glove on it, bounces off his feet, and that goes down as a base hit single from Moises Sierra, his first hit of the 2022 season, coming in his second game of action. The 1-out single from Moises Sierra gives way to Jimmy Paredes, a longtime Atlantic Leaguer, played for the Charleston Dirty Birds in 2021, played for the Somerset Patriots prior to that. Geeky's first pitch, fastball elevated, it misses the zone for ball number 1. Geeky, a clubhouse leader, was integral to the Blue Crabs' 2021 playoff run. Just a guy with that fire in his belly that can charge up the team. Really one of those guys you need in the clubhouse, and a guy that performed better than most anybody in 2021 on the field. Had a .322 ERA in the Atlantic League with the Blue Crabs in 2021. 6'5" right-hander, was originally a 22nd round draft pick in 2015 out of Georgia Highlands College. His longest appearance of his Atlantic League career, get to that in a moment, as Jimmy Paredes hits one well to the right side. Line shot caught by a jumping Braxton Lee in right field for out number 2. His longest appearance of his Atlantic League career for Geeky was back last year on August the 14th of 2021. He got the win against the Lexington Legends. He went 3 innings, recording 7 strikeouts. Chris Shaw digs into the left-handed batter's box here in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch inbound from the right-hander Geeky. The pitch, just a touch off the plate, as Chris Shaw, former Long Island Duck and an MLB veteran, comes up to the plate. Blue Crabs saw Shaw in the playoffs last year. Native of Stoneham, Massachusetts. Swing and a miss. Shaw was originally drafted out of high school in 2012 in the 26th round. Made the wise decision to wait and go to college. Say wise because he ended up being a first-round draft pick in 2015 by the San Francisco Giants out of Boston College. The ACC veteran digs back into the box. The 1-1 inbound. Changeup misses low and away. Bring you back through the game to this point. The Genomes got on the board first. Jimmy Paredes hit a solo shot to left field to give the Genomes an early lead. Southern Maryland, however, struck right back. Alex Crosby and Ryan Haug each hit an RBI double to either gap. Crosby to left center, Ryan Haug to right center. The next form of scoring again came from the Blue Crabs in the top of the fourth inning. It was a 3-run home run from Zach Collier, his second of the season. The Genomes struck back, scratched across one more in the bottom of the fifth, making it a 5-2 Blue Crabs lead. After that, Eddie Butler, the Blue Crabs starting pitcher, exited the game. He's in line for the win, and Southern Maryland added two more in the top of the eighth inning. Geeky just a touch high, and it's ball number 4 to Chris Shaw. That gives way to the 5-hole hitter in the Kentucky Wild Health Genomes lineup in Carlos Castro. Castro, a .220 hitter on the season, began the season and played the last few seasons with the York Revolution, was traded to the Genomes just a few days ago. Castro was a problem as a member of the York Revolution. Really dominant stretch. First pitch fastball in there for a called strike, and Geeky's on the board. 7 runs on 9 hits and an error for the Blue Crabs. The Genomes with 2 runs on half a dozen hits and 1 Blue Crabs error. 2 on and 2 down. Castro with a softly hit chopper up the middle. Ruby Silva gloves it, steps on second, wins the foot race, and records out number 3. We're through 8 innings of baseball here in Lexington, and the Blue Crabs are on the doorstep of their 12th straight victory. Stay with us. Don't miss history. We'll be right back on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Chick-fil-A of Charles County has been a proud supporter of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since their inception in 2008. For years, they have sponsored the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, America's prisoners of war and missing in action. In between the second inning of each game, there is a moment of silence brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs appreciate and respect not only Chick-fil-A, but all of those that have served our great country. The seat that they sponsor was made possible by Chick-fil-A of Charles County. Thank you so much, and visit any of your Charles County Chick-fil-A locations today.
This is David Harris, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
The Blue Crabs trying to add some insurance to their 7-2 lead as we take things into the top of the 9th inning on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Andrew Banstra here on the road with the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs as Jack Sundberg puts a strike into one straight away right center field. That'll be extra bases for the speedy center fielder. He rounds second. He's looking for third. Dive head first. There he is with the leadoff triple. Sundberg was hitless to this point in the game, but makes up for it with the 10th Blue Crabs hit of the contest on a rope laser to straightaway right center field. Crabs on top 7-2 as fittingly number 12 Ruby Silva steps into the box. Say that because the Crabs are currently have played 12 games. They're looking for their 12th win here in game number 13, and they're riding a franchise record 12-game win streak. Needless to say, it's the team's best start in franchise history. That was the case at 7-1, and here we are at 12-1. Continues to impress, does this 2022 Blue Crabs team. It's the best start to a season in Stan Clyburn's 50 years of professional baseball as a player or a manager. Ruby Silva with a high chopper to the left side. Cleo Luis Rondon leaps, fires, and throws it away. An E6 will allow Jack Sundberg, makes sure that he steps on home plate, will allow Jack Sundberg to score the 8th run of this game for the Blue Crabs here in the top of the 9th inning as Ruby Silva reaches on an error. That brings up Jared Walker. Walker is 0 for 2 today, but he's reached base twice, once on a walk, the other time he was hit by a pitch. He's also scored a run and struck out here this evening. The Powder Springs, Georgia native, awaiting the pitch from William Kerwin in his second inning of work. The Crabs really got things going in the top of the 8th. They loaded the bases after scoring 2 runs in the top of the 8th. There was no outs, and then William Kerwin came in, despite having a ERA north of 10, induced a ground ball, didn't allow a run to score, and then picked up a 4-6-3 double play to keep the score at the time, a 7-2 Blue Crabs lead. Now the Crabs on top 8-2, thanks to 10 hits and 2 Genomes errors. Jared Walker gets a piece of one, sky high into shallow right field. In comes the right fielder Moises Sierra to catch for out number 1. Really a beautiful turf, brand new field here at Wild Health Field. If you're wondering what's going on with that, if you can see it with that mustache in center field, in my opinion, it's one of the cooler logos really in all of sports, other than, of course, the Blue Crabs logo. The Lexington Legends, one of their alternate logos is the mustache, and I don't know exactly why that is. Should probably look into that, but what I can tell you is that I love it. David Harris with a cutter that just dots the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Ruby Silva stands at first. He brought a run home when he reached on an error. So far in this contest for the designated hitter David Harris, who sees one miss outside. Harris is 1 for 3, but he scored 3 runs in this contest. He was hit by a pitch and later scored, and also reached on an error and later scored. Harris, a .283 hitter on the season, a trio of home runs to accompany 11 RBIs. Off-speed pitch just evades the strike zone into the favor of the designated hitter. 2 balls and a strike the count. Awaiting on deck is Alex Crosby. Harris takes upstairs, and it's a hitter's count. 3 balls and a strike. Harris swings and misses on a fastball outside to bring the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Harris with a .947 on-base plus slugging percentage this season. For reference, the MLB average is just around .725, so pretty good start to the season for the designated hitter. Harris, an outfielder by trade, but he's been the DH in every Blue Crabs game this year. Fastball misses in front of the plate, gets away from the catcher Castro, but it's ball number 4, and David Harris will assume first base. Silva moves station to second. One away here in the top of the 9th inning as Alex Crosby comes up to the dish. Crosby working on a 3-hit game to this point. He's 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored, a double and 2 RBIs. The 4, 5, 6, 7 of this Blue Crabs lineup has been magnificent so far in this game. They combined for 6 runs scored, an incredible 8 hits, in addition to 4 doubles and 7 RBIs. Middle of the lineup producing this evening for Southern Maryland on their way to what could be their 12th straight victory. First pitch to Crosby misses a touch inside, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. Crosby, a .364 hitter on the year, thanks to his 3-hit day. That's a season high for the left-handed hitting third baseman. 8-2, Blue Crabs on top here in the top of the 9th. Fastball misses outside, into the favor once more of Alex Crosby. 2 balls and no strikes. Yet to be seen who will come onto the mound for the Blue Crabs in the bottom of the 9th inning. It was Roney in the 7th, Geeky in the 8th. See who Stan Clyburn and Darrell Thompson go with in the 9th. Crosby awaiting the Kerwin offering. Thinks about swinging, but holds back. It does touch the strike zone, though. The count 2 balls and a strike to Crosby. Crosby in 2021 had a 17-game hit streak. That was the 4th best by an Atlantic Leaguer last year and the longest by a Blue Crab since 2013. Fly ball to the left side, and my goodness, Jimmy Paredes, the third baseman, took his eye off of it at the last moment, and Alex Crosby was given a gift, new life, as Jimmy Paredes botched that foul ball. Does not go down as an out for Alex Crosby, who again has new life. Two and two the count. Crosby with a runner in scoring position in Ruby Silva. David Harris at first. Crosby holds back on the 2-2 offering. And the count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Crosby in his 8th season of professional baseball is 2nd with the Blue Crabs and is 2nd in the Atlantic League. In addition to that 17-game hit streak, he also had a 10-game hit streak in 2021. Lofter to the left side. In comes Felix Piet, who catches for out number 2. And Crosby will remain at 3 hits on the day, not too shabby. That'll give Zach Collier one more shot at the dish. Collier has had an up and down day, but the ups have been sky high. He's 2 for 4. He has a home run, 2 strikeouts, and an RBI double. Had a 3-run home run for the Blue Crabs back in the top of the 4th inning. It was his 2nd home run of the season. Incredibly, Crosby came into this game with 1 home run and 3 RBIs on the season. In this game, he has 1 home run and 4 RBIs. This pitch gets away from the catcher Carlos Castro and allows 2 to move into scoring position for the Blue Crabs. David Harris now stands at 2nd. At 3rd stands Ruby Silva, representing potentially the 9th and 10th runs for the Blue Crabs in this contest. Collier 2 for 4 today. A .273 hitter on the season. A team high 4 RBIs in this game. Collier takes a pitch down low, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Collier would need another 3-run blast to match the Blue Crabs' all-time RBI single game record that is shared by the 2 individuals on the base paths right now. Collier fouls one off. Interestingly, On August 1st of 2021, Ruby Silva set a new Blue Crabs single game record with 7 RBIs, and then 21 days later, David Harris tied that franchise record with not just 7 RBIs in a game, but also set a Blue Crabs single game record with 3 home runs in that contest. 2-1 the count to Alex, make that Zach Collier. Pitch misses inside, and the count 3-1. A lot of returners on this Blue Crabs team. You can see 3 of them on the field right now. 3 of a dozen returners in this game, and it brings us back yet again to that dozen number that potentially could be very, very important this evening. Collier swings and misses on the offering, and the count runs full at 3-2. Crabs trying to pick up their 12th straight win here on a Friday night in Lexington, Kentucky. Andrew Banstra bringing you today's action on the road on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Thrilled to be doing so. Collier chokes up on the bat. The payoff pitch from William Kerwin. Line drive to the right side, but right at Riley Mahan, who catches for out number 3. The score, 8-2 Blue Crabs as we take things into the bottom of the 9th, looking for their 12th straight win, trying to extend that franchise record when we return on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
American Radiology is the clear choice for all of your medical imaging needs. With locations in Charles and Calvert counties, they offer a full range of imaging services. Some of their latest innovations included 3D mammography and wide-open MRIs for our claustrophobic patients. For your convenience, they even offer extended weekday hours and Saturdays. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at AmericanRadiology.com. When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Tony McClure of Century 21 New Millennium and his Grand Slam team, the realtor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs since our first season in 2008. Tony and his team of preferred partners includes Tim Murphy of CNF Mortgage and Steve Scott of the Scott Law Group. Together, they will ensure that your real estate needs are nothing short of a grand slam. The quality service you will receive is Hall of Fame worthy. Put Tony's 41-plus years of experience to work for you. Call or text Tony today at 301-928-1280 for your personal Grand Slam experience. Go Blue Crabs.
This is Matt Latos, and you're listening to the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
Here we go, folks. This is what we've been waiting for. Bottom of the ninth. Southern Maryland on top by a score of 8-2. Trying to make it 12 straight wins and extend that franchise record. The man on the mound to do so, Alex Merrithew, and his first pitch in there for a called strike to Felix PA. Southern Maryland scored 2 runs in the second, another 3 in the fourth, and then the late inning scoring really padded this lead. 2 in the eighth, another 1 in the ninth. Southern Maryland with 10 hits, giving them 8 runs on 3 Genomes errors. Kentucky Wild Health has 2 runs on half a dozen hits on 1 Blue Crabs error. Chopper to the right side, Felix PA is out number 1 as Jared Walker gloves it. Southern Maryland now 2 outs away from a series opening victory here at Wild Health Field. Wellington Dotel, the man now at the dish. Dotel in his first season here in Lexington has played all across the Atlantic League. Well struck to the right side from Wellington Dotel, but way foul for strike number 1. Give you the numbers for Alex Merrithew on the 2022 season. The first-year Blue Crab, Alex Merrithew, holds an 8.31 ERA, has appeared in 4 games across 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, no walks to accompany 2 strikeouts. Dribbler to the right side, Ruby Silva fires to first, and Southern Maryland now 1 out away from picking up a dozen straight wins and starting this 2022 season with a franchise record, 12-1 record. Really just a remarkable start to this season for Southern Maryland. By far and away, the hottest team in the Atlantic League, the only one-loss team in the Atlantic League. The only team close, 11-2, are the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Fastball just off the outer edge to Cleo Luis Rondon. Rondon fouls one to the left side. And just like that, the count goes to a ball and a strike. 0 for 3 today is Cleo Luis. Wears number 4 on the back of that Genomes jersey. Merrithew trying to close this one out. 8-2 Southern Maryland with 2 away in the bottom of the ninth. Fastball way outside for ball number 3. I beg your pardon, ball number 2. 2-1 goes the count. Rondon, a 125 hitter on the season, a home run with 2 RBIs. Former Lancaster Barnstormer steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Merrithew's 2-1. Just a touch inside, and it's a hitter's count at 3 balls and a strike. This game has serious potential of finishing under 3 hours, something we haven't seen a whole lot of in the Atlantic League, or at least with the Blue Crabs this season. Tomorrow, Mackenzie Mills will get the start, facing off against Aaron Blair, an MLB veteran. Merrithew with the glove in front of the face. Out of the stretch. 3-1. Line drive, right center. In comes Jack Sundberg, who catches for out number 3. Southern Maryland puts a bow on their 12th straight victory. A franchise record extended by a large margin. This current win streak is 33% larger than any win streak in franchise history, and Southern Maryland kicks off the season at a 12-1 league-leading clip and are now 6.5 games above the second place Long Island Ducks. Really just a remarkable start to this 2022 season for a special special Blue Crabs team. Let's give you a look at these guys with the handshakes post-game. A remarkable start to this season for Southern Maryland, who knows nothing but win on a beautiful performance on a Friday night in Lexington. We'll step aside for just a moment before the post-game show rolls on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Wrapping up a Blue Crabs 12th straight victory here at Wild Health Field, an 8-2 win. Southern Maryland continues to be steaming hot. It started early this evening, did the scoring. It was the Genomes that struck first. The Wild Health Genomes had Jimmy Paredes hit a solo shot back in the first inning to give them a very early 1-0 lead. Next scoring came from Alex Crosby, who doubled on a line drive to center field, scoring David Harris in the top of the second. Ryan Haug switched places with Crosby with his third double of the year, giving Southern Maryland a 2-1 lead. In the top of the fourth, the next scoring occurred with Zach Collier hitting a 3-run home run to right field. There was a no-doubter scoring 3. Collier gave the Blue Crabs a 5-1 lead. Next, in the bottom of the fifth, Riley Mahan doubled, his 5th of the year, to bring home Anderson Miller. Made it a 3-run game, and it felt awfully close until the top of the 8th. Alex Crosby singled to bring home a run, giving Southern Maryland a 6-2 lead in the top of the 8th before Zach Collier came through once more, hitting his 3rd double of the year on a ground ball to right field, scoring another run and giving Southern Maryland a 7-2 lead. Run number 8 came in the top of the 9th inning on a fielding error, giving Southern Maryland their 12th straight win. The win in this game goes to Eddie Butler. He advances to 2-0. As for Butler, he pitched 6 innings, allowing 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. No walks and 5 strikeouts for the right-hander. Robbie Scott gets the loss in this game and falls to 0-3 on the season. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned, no walks and half a dozen strikeouts for the left-hander. Bradley Roney relieved Eddie Butler with an inning of scoreless and hitless work, striking out 1. Dalton Geeky followed that with 1 inning of 1 hit, no run baseball. And Alex Marathew had a blank slate in the 9th inning of work, giving the Blue Crabs an 8-2 victory, extending to a franchise record best start to the season at 12-1, in addition to a 12-game win streak. Folks, it has been 15 days since the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs have lost. This team has never looked better. First pitch tomorrow at 6:35. We'll have it once more right here on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Andrew Banstra signing off on a Blue Crabs 8-2 win. Thank you so much for tuning in. And guys, let's go Blue Crabs.